He made remarks at a workshop attended by provincial and ministerial officials from Wednesday to Thursday in Beijing in preparation for the 19th CPC National Congress. And again, a very interesting event which I attended along with my guest today. The Chinese embassy hosted the celebration of the 68th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. And this is from the embassy website. The Chinese embassy hosted a reception in celebration of the 68th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China on 26 September 2017 at the Rizal Ballroom of the Makati Shangri-La Hotel. Giving his keynote address, Chinese ambassador to the Philippines, Zhao Jianhua, emphasized the great developments of China-Philippines relations. And quoting the ambassador, since President Duterte's successful visit last October, China-Philippine relations has entered into a new era. In a short span of less than 1 year, our bilateral cooperation in various fields has yielded rich outcomes, unquote, from Ambassador Zhao. And Ambassador Zhao also highlighted 8 areas that have greatly developed within the past year, including increasing high-level exchanges, comprehensive revival, and new establishments of bilateral mechanisms, gratifying scores in trade and investments, China's strong commitment to the Philippine infrastructure development, substantive progress in China-Philippines anti-narcotics cooperation, and helping hands to each other in hard times. Local governments and people-to-people exchanges, and China's earnest support to the Philippines' chairmanship of ASEAN. And we will focus on the remarks of Ambassador Zhao Jianhua at the reception because they summarize the 1 year of dramatic improvements in relations and economic advancement of the Philippines because of this relationship. The significant remarks by Ambassador Zhao, since President Duterte's state visit to China last October, China-Philippines relations have entered into a new era. In a short span of less than 1 year, our bilateral cooperation in various fields has yielded rich outcomes. Please allow me, said Ambassador Zhao, to highlight the following 8 areas. Number 1, increasing high-level exchanges. President Duterte attended the Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation in Beijing last May, and China's Vice Premier Wang Yang visited the Philippines last March. His Eminence Premier Li Keqiang is expected to pay an official visit to the Philippines in the upcoming November, which will be the first visit by a Chinese premier in a decade to the Philippines. Number 2, comprehensive revival of bilateral mechanisms. China-Philippines bilateral consultations on foreign affairs, consular affairs, defense and security affairs, China-Philippines joint committees on economic and trade, and on agriculture and fisheries have all been resumed. Moreover, we have established 2 new mechanisms on maritime cooperation, namely the bilateral consultation mechanism on South China Sea issue and the Joint Coast Guard Committee. Number 3, our warming bilateral relations have been translated into economic benefits for both sides. China is now the largest trading partner, largest import market, and 4th largest export destination of the Philippines. According to China statistics, our bilateral trade volume hit $27.86 billion in the first 7 months of 2017, with a 7.6% year-on-year increase. In December 2016, the Chinese importers committed to import 100,000 tons, or am I correct, 100 million kilos of tropical fruits from the Philippines. No, not 100 million kilos, is that correct? Maybe more. Anyway, since October 2016, the Philippines fruits export to China registered a sharp increase of 50%. The Philippine mangoes, pineapples, dragon fruits, and durians are among the most welcome commodities in the Chinese market. Furthermore, China's foreign direct investment in the Philippines reached $35 million in 2016, a rise of 47% on a yearly basis, and in the first 7 months of 2017, Chinese foreign direct investment already registered $20 million, and there will be significant increases in the following years. Number 4, China has provided grants to build 2 bridges over the Pasig River. The groundbreakings are expected to take place in November this year. China will provide concessional loans to the Philippines 3 priority projects, namely the South Line of the North-South Railway, new Centennial Water Source Kaliwa Dam and Chico River Pump Irrigation Project. China will finance feasibility studies for the construction of the Davao City Expressway and Panay-Guimaras Negros Link Bridge. Number 5, substantive progress in China-Philippines anti-narcotics cooperation. China already provided the Philippines with 2 batches of equipment worth 436 million pesos, among which were drug detecting and testing equipment. 2 drug rehabilitation facilities in Mindanao are expected to be launched this November. And since 2016, we have held more than 20 training programs for around 200 trainees from Philippine law enforcement agencies, such as the PNP, NBI, and the PIDEA. Similar programs are about to continue in the years to come. Number 6, China made cash donations along with hybrid rice seeds to the farmers which were heavily affected by typhoons Karen and Lawin, and also extended humanitarian aid to the Surigao earthquake rehabilitation. The Chinese embassy donated 100 million pesos to the DSWD for its poverty relief and disaster response programs in the most poverty-stricken areas to support the Philippines' anti-terrorism battle in Marawi. The Chinese have provided firearms and ammunition, relief for the displaced, medical treatment to the wounded soldiers, and support to the fallen soldiers' families. Looking ahead, the Chinese side will surely play its due part in the rehabilitation and reconstruction of Marawi. As I, Ambassador Zhao, am speaking, the Chinese side is actually organizing a new batch of engineering equipment for reconstruction with a total value of 150 million pesos, and they will be delivered very soon. Since October 2016, the Chinese side has provided all in all more than 5.5 billion pesos of grants and development assistance to the Philippines. Number 7, remarkable people-to-people exchanges between our 2 countries against this backdrop of 2017 China-ASEAN Tourism Cooperation Year. In the first half of 2017, Chinese tourist arrivals registered a massive surge, posing a 33.4% increase in comparison to 2016. We, according to Ambassador Zhao, have every confidence to fulfill the target of 1 million Chinese tourist arrivals by the end of 2017. China has the strong potential to become the largest tourist source of the country or to the Philippines in the years ahead. And finally, we can expect more fruitful results for both China-ASEAN cooperation and East Asia cooperation when Premier Li Keqiang comes to Manila for the ASEAN Summit and related summits in November. So looking forward, as an old Chinese folk song goes, to quote again, cherish not your golden robes, cherish rather the golden times, unquote. Let us cherish this golden era of China-Philippines relations and seize golden opportunities to strive for more splendid years for China and the Philippines, a great friendship and a strong partnership which will be thriving, rewarding, and enduring. Those are the wonderful words of Ambassador Zhao Jianhua of the Chinese Embassy here in Manila. So those are very, very positive developments because of our engagement again with China. So we'll take this break and then we move on to focus on Philippine-China relations with our discussion on the Association of Philippines, China Understanding, the oldest Filipino people-based institution engaged with China. Let's take this break. Okay, now let us introduce our guest. the Executive Director of the Association of Philippine-China Understanding, which was established way back in 1974,
Yes.
as I understand. And of course, Mr. Pete Arce is an old colleague of mine in the discussions and political activities of our youth.
Yes.
And so, Pete, we'll just call you Pete.
Yes.
What is the status of the Association of Philippine-China Understanding? Who now heads it? Who are the members of the board? What are your vision and mission? And we'll flash what you sent me in a while as you discuss this.
Yes, the organization, Association for Philippine-China Understanding, was established May 7, 1974. It was, if you notice, it was organized before the formal relationship between diplomatic relationship between China and the Philippines,
which was established in 1975, I think.
1976.
76, with the visit of President Marcos to
And Imelda.
China, and Imelda Marcos, yeah.
So
this is a photo of one of the original groups of the APCO.
yes, one of the pioneering member is our chairman right now, who is elected, but she was the pioneer, one of the pioneering member, which is Madam Chairman Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, together with Marieta Goco, Charito Planas, Gemma Cruz Araneta.
And you will note in the picture that many of the Chinese are still wearing the Mao jacket.
Yeah.
So this is circa 1974, huh?
Yeah, even before the 1974, no, we have a people-to-people relationship between China, no. In fact, during the July-August 1972 flood in Central Luzon, China sent a ship boat full of relief goods for the July-August flood of 1972, covering the whole of Central Luzon. So, even before the diplomatic relationship, there is already various activities going on.
In the meantime, who are your other board members today?
Now,
You mentioned, of course, Sefi Benedicto is still around. His son,
Sefi has died already.
he passed away.
He passed away already.
One of the founders of the
Yeah,
APCO.
but the two sons, like Sixto Benedicto, no, is one of the director of the board of trustee of the organization, no, together with Bernardo Benedicto III.
From the academe, the scholars.
Our president right now is Gabriel Lopez. He belongs to the academe, a prominent figure, teacher and professor of Ateneo, Enderan College, PLM, and the National Defense College.
What about the fellow from UP?
Yeah, it's Gabi Lopez.
No, Gabi and another scholar who's often quoted and featured in news interviews.
Professor Ramon Casiple is
also
one
a
of
board
the
member.
director of APCO right now, together with George Bravera, the husband of Professor Eileen Bravera of UP, no, who is a Chinese enthusiast. And our vice chairman is Jesus Cham, no? Then we have the old guards like Madam Josie Baldubino. Our treasurer is Letty Timbol. Right now, our vice president for internal affairs is Attorney Raul Lambino, who is also our corporate counsel and legal counsel. No?
So these are the latest. This is one of your latest memo naming the directors and so on.
Yes.
And that is symbol on the top, which was flashed a while ago. What does that mean? That's a Kalibapi. No, not
Yes,
Kalibapi.
it's the symbol of letter K, no? It's
Alibata, what do you call it?
it's an Alibatan alphabet symbolizing letter K, which is a prominent activist
symbol at the
symbol
time, in the
at that
past,
time.
yeah, and it's framed in a does that represent anything, the frame?
The mutual understanding and cooperation between the people of the Philippines and the people of China.
Okay.
That's
So one of your recent activities was your participation, the invitation and participation in the ASEAN China.
11th ASEAN
Please tell us
Friendship
about it. What
Conference.
happened in that meeting, in that conference?
It was held at Siem Reap, no, Cambodia, August 6 to 9. No, I was the principal delegate there in that
For the
conference
Philippines, yeah.
for the Philippines. So it is in line with the support of our ASEAN conference between the foreign ministers here in Manila. So it's a people-to-people support for all the activities and the policies of our foreign minister conference in Manila
And
during
so
the time.
the other ASEAN countries were also represented. Do they have also these associations of understanding?
Yes. All of them, 11 nations, headed by Cambodia, which is the host country. Then we have Vietnam, Laos, Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei, and Myanmar. No? And I think 10
So
countries.
this is one of the most recent activity of the revived APCO, because there apparently was a long period that APCO was a bit lying low. Is that correct?
Yes. During the time of President Pinoy, President Aquino, the organization lied low upon the instructions of certain quarters, no. But now, with the enthusiasm of the present government, we have revitalized and organized, and in the coming months, we will have major activities. For example, we sponsored recently the Belt Road Forum by 5 visiting professors in Beijing, discussing the Belt Road initiative of President Xi Jinping.
Is this the delegation from the China International Institute for International Studies?
Yes, it was held
CIIS, yeah.
at Ateneo, August 18, 3 to 5.
We featured the talk and exposition of Dr. Zhu and Dr. I think Huang,
Yes.
2 weeks in a row in this journey, our Chronicles for the Asian Century. And so you hosted them in the Ateneo, am I correct?
Yes, in the Ateneo Forum.
And so basically it revolved around the Belt and Road Initiative.
Yes, Belt and Road Initiative, reviving the new Silk Road, no, of President Xi Jinping.
Okay, and so that's one of the activities. What are the others you envision in the coming months and maybe next year? You have these things programmed?
Yes, we are expecting some delegation from Jiangdong Friendship Association.
Again, the name again?
Jiangdong Friendship Association.
Okay.
Composed of friendship associations in Jiangdong area in China, will be visiting us November 5 to 6.
November 5 to 6, okay.
To 6 in Manila. So we have alerted all our chapters
Can
from
we
Jiangdong.
already schedule some of them to have a discussion with us on Journeys, our show?
Yes, we will schedule that.
November, so we have a lot of time to
November.
prepare. I'm sure our audience will be very interested to know of them.
But they told us they will be staying for only one night.
One night only. That's
After
too
that,
short.
they will go to Indonesia. Then they will attend the Bangalore India conference of the Friendship Association.
Okay.
But nevertheless, we will be receiving several friendship associations all over China.
From all over China.
In these several months. No?
Okay, good.
On November 5 also, the chairman, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, with 5 mayors, Pampanga mayors, and the APCO delegates will be visiting Beijing. No? And I think we will have a audience with the president.
Wow, that's great. With the President Xi Jinping?
Yes, President Xi Jinping, the People-to-People organization.
Okay.
Madam Gloria GMA is a pioneer member of this organization.
Okay, and so in the coming years, I think APCO, the Association for Philippine-China Understanding, will take a more prominent role in the among the many organizations in the Philippines engaged with China.
Yes, it will not be any more concentrated on mere parties and socials with some Chinese people or the embassy staff, but also will deal to people conferences and organizations dealing with mutual benefits between the two countries.
Do you have any plans to come out with a publication, with a newsletter, so we can keep up with the events and activities?
We do. We do.
And when do you expect this to be to materialize?
Soon. We'll be telling you where's our resident address offices, maybe in Quezon City. Right now, it's in the office of Attorney Lambino's office, no?
Where is this? In Sio Boulevard, in Mandaluyong?
Time Street.
In Quezon City?
Quezon City.
Quezon City. Okay.
Recently, Victor Corpus, General Victor Corpus, recently signed up with APCO, and we have lengthy discussion with President Gabi Lopez about this win-win initiative. And we are trying, we will be promoting this concept of a win-win initiative, win-win solution on the dispute on the South China Sea, no? And we encourage also China to accept, to give the Philippines, or to get the Philippines as the maritime hub of the New Belt Road Initiative.
New Belt and Road Initiative.
Yes.
And that General Corpus has been with us here, I think at least twice, to discuss his concept of the Philippines as the hub, eastern hub of the Belt and Road.
Yes.
And so, what else can you add to our understanding today of Philippine-China relations? Do you think this tendentious, or this tension is over and done with, that was passed on from the last administration?
Yes, we have to focus on sponsoring fora, symposiums, explaining to the people what's the best solution for this conflict, no? Instead of getting a hardline policy on getting these islands, which are
you can use Tagalog term if you want. Sige, go ahead.
Hindi, itong mga isla nito, mga palitaw-palubog eh. For example, sa Scarborough Shoal, dun sa mga Pag-asa Islands and other islands pa. So, bakit makipaglaban pa tayo, makikipag-discuss? And On that, we have several tourist spots. For example, Fuga Island, which are undeveloped. We can develop that. We are engaging several Chinese investors to come in and to jointly develop such area.
So that is a very interesting aspect of your insight into this, and the possible role of China in Philippine development in the northern, northeast part of Luzon.
Yes.
And anyway, we're now nearing the end of our time. Overall, what's your assessment? Is the future looking good for Philippine-China relations?
It's very, very looking. I'm very, very optimistic, no, that the Chinese investors will come in and develop us, and we will be looking forward to accept them.
Okay, and as we saw in the reports, aside from oil and gas exploration, fruit imports that will increase, and tourism arrivals that is expected to, that is targeting 100% increase from 500,000 before to 1 million this year. The country as a whole, and of course your special interest, Cagayan, would really see a boom.
Yes, we are open also as part as the area is concerned in Cagayan. We are open also on renewable energy, especially in wind power and solar power. No, the place Cagayan is one of the hottest, one of the most hottest place.
Hot, you mean the solar intensity?
Solar intensity, and also the wind power.
That's right.
It's typhoon direction.
That's right. Yeah.
So we can harness those energies, renewable energies, and put up the cheapest renewable energy in the country.
Okay. Well, anything to add finally? If not, we are at the end of our time here. And thank you very much, and thank you for the insights from APCO, and more power to APCO. Thank you very much, and tune in again next week.
Dear Papa, miss you, Papa.
May kapansanan ay kabahagi rin ng lipunan. Lipunang dapat kumikilala sa kanilang mga karapatan. Karapatang magkaroon ng maayos na pamumuhay, magandang kalusugan, tahimik na lugar, tamang edukasyon, makaboto at makapagtrabaho. Kung maisasagawa ang lahat ng ito, sila'y magiging produktibo at epektibong kabalikat ng ating lipunan. Napapanahon na, ang tagumpay ng may kapansanan ay tagumpay ng bayan. Kaisa ka ba?
Oo, hindi sagabal ang kapansanan para marating mo ang iyong pangarap.
Isang panawagan mula sa National Council on Disability Affairs.
This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Bring you today's burning issues and hottest news here on News Force.
Here are today's headlines. Armed Forces of the Philippines monitors possible destabilization plots by Reds. President Rodrigo Duterte creates Anti-Corruption Commission. San Jose del Monte, Bulacan LGU forms task force to probe water tank collapse. Labor group slams tax reform bill as Senate fast-tracks train passage. U.S. Senate panel provides update on Russia probe. And Oscar-winning producer Harvey Weinstein takes leave after sex harassment claims. Fair and balanced news, comprehensive reports that take you to the heart of the action. This is News Force.
Our top story, the AFP keeps an eye on the movements of the New People's Army, who earlier threatened of filing cases against military men due to the conduct of offensives in the besieged city. Mai Bermudez filed this report.
Aside from Maute, the Armed Forces of the Philippines identifies another group that wreak havoc in Marawi City.
Objective of the NPA is actually to take hold of the whole Philippines. Yes.
It's no less than the Reds, according to AFP spokesperson Major General Restituto Padilla. But another caller seems to be under the scrutiny of the security forces in Mindanao.
NPA po ay patuloy naming minomonitor kasi kadalasan ang kanila pong ginagawa na activities sa kanayunan at lalo na dyan sa Mindanao ay laging nakalink sa kanilang extortion activities. So, at itong extortion activities, kung hindi natin na mababantayan at hindi makokontrol, ang nagiging end product nito ay panununog ng kagamitan. Primarily, the burning of construction equipment and farm implements that actually affect the livelihood of marginal members of the marginal farmers or marginal members of a agricultural group.
The spokesperson mentioned that there are some groups that are saying they would be filing cases against the AFP or the Philippine Army because of the offensives that were conducted in Marawi City. The groups reportedly exhibited indications that since the beginning of the Marawi crisis, the said groups have been partial to the terrorists and rebels in the conflicted zone. To confirm the presence of the destabilization plan against the security forces, authorities are currently investigating the said groups, but decline to elaborate as it may undermine the probe.
So far, the most threatened areas are in the areas of Maguindanao and Cotabato, because there remains in those areas sizable numbers of armed men who have pledged allegiance to the group who are in Marawi.
Remaining areas under siege in Marawi continue to be problematic. The AFP reports there are about 155 men in their ranks that were killed, adding that there is another report of casualty through a sniper fire by the enemies. For GNN, the Global News Network, this is Mai Bermudez.
President Rodrigo Duterte has signed an executive order that creates a commission to directly assist the chief executive in investigating and hearing administrative cases primarily involving graft and/or corruption against all presidential appointees. Here's the news.
President Rodrigo Duterte has ordered the creation of the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission.
Through Executive Order Number 43, signed by the Chief Executive on October 4, the Commission is mandated to directly assist the President in investigating and/or hearing administrative cases, primarily involving graft and/or corruption against all presidential appointees. The body will submit its findings to the President or refer the case to the Office of the Ombudsman. Moreover, the Commission may also deputize any committee, commission, bureau, agency, or department to conduct a fact-finding investigation. According to Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea, with this, the President may conduct inquiries on all his appointees and submit his findings to the proper disciplining authority. Under the EO, the Commission would have power on a complaint or motu proprio and concurrently with the Office of the Ombudsman to hear, investigate, receive, gather and evaluate evidence, intelligence reports, and information in administrative cases against all presidential appointees. Meantime, it was also stated that upon the instructions of the President or motu proprio, the Commission may also conduct lifestyle checks and fact-finding inquiries on acts or omissions of all presidential appointees, including those outside the executive branch of government. Senator Panfilo Lacson finds the EO ironic. He said the chief executive created a body that the ombudsman needs exactly, a law enforcement arm that can develop cases, conduct entrapment operations, apply for search warrants, and perform other related law enforcement functions. Meantime, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian has welcomed the creation of the commission as a good development in the fight against corruption at all fronts. For GNN, the Global News Network, this is Jeline Fule. She can stand her ground and have nothing to hide. These words directly came from Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales, who welcomed the impeachment threats of President Duterte. This is amid the investigation of the anti-graft body on the alleged undisclosed wealth of the first family. President Duterte earlier warned that he will file an impeachment complaint against Ombudsman Morales on the grounds of selective justice and falsifying documents. Morales is unfazed amid the said threats and even recalled an instance when a hand grenade was left outside her home in 2012. Meanwhile, amid the pressures and impeachment threats faced by the head of the body that probes on government officials' alleged corruption moves, employees and supporters of Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales stood their ground outside the gates of the agency to express their backing of Morales. Chrissy De Matulac reports.
Outside the gates of the Office of the Ombudsman, along Agham Road, Quezon City, stood the many supporters of Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales, who is in the middle of an impeachment threat to be filed by the administration. During the Solidarity Mass, supporters and employees of the Ombudsman prayed for peace, which Father Louis Kaupayan said is the fruit of human justice and dignity. The presiding priest also reminded the people to stand up for what is good and right in what he called trying times.
Let us stand up for what is right, what is good, what is noble in the Filipino, not what is crass and what is foul.
President Rodrigo Duterte is pushing for the Ombudsman's impeachment, following her refusal to stop the investigation on the presidential family's bank transactions before the chief executive won the elections. Public officials were also present during the gathering, such as Magdalo Party List Representative Gary Alejano, who said democracy must be respected at all times. Despite being one of the administration's staunchest critics, Alejano said he is against any destabilization plans.
Naman natin ngayon na ang lahat ng kumukontra o sa tingin nila ay labag sa kanilang kagustuhan ay gusto nilang patahimikin o tatanggalin. No, at yan dapat ay hindi mangyayari sa isang demokrasyang bansa.
This is amid the claims of Solicitor General Jose Calida of a supposed ongoing black operations against the president. Former Department of Education Secretary Armin Luistro was also present to express his support to the embattled institution. According to Luistro, Morales remains strong and will not be taken down by wrongful accusations against her.
Inspiring si Ombudsman Morales kasi alam mo, sa lahat ng mga binabatikos, siya yung parang lalong tumitibay ang loob habang lalo siyang inuusig. No?
The Office of the Ombudsman is grateful for your expression of solidarity in support of the institution and its steadfast commitment to uphold the rule of law and perform its constitutional mandate.
On Wednesday, President Rodrigo Duterte said an impeachment complaint will be filed against the Ombudsman for the use of falsified documents to oust him and selective justice. For GNN, the Global News Network, this is Chrissy De Matulap.
A labor group urged the public to support Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales and Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno as President Duterte steps up pressure on them. Ombudsman Morales remains unfazed by the Chief Executive's threats over alleged practice of selective justice, while Chief Justice Sereno remains undeterred as the impeachment complaint against her moves forward in the lower house. Kilusang Mayo Uno called on President Duterte to stop pressuring democratic institutions and individuals going against his types.
So ito ang tingin natin political pressure talaga. Kasi ang gusto talaga ni Duterte, patahimikin ang lahat ng mga organisasyon, individual na lumalaban dun sa kanyang mga anti-people, anti-worker policy.
The popular tobacco company, which has faced controversies due to its non-payment of excise taxes, now has a reason to celebrate. This is after the Justice Department granted BIR's plea to withdraw the cases against it. Mai Bermudez with more.
Tax evasion complaints filed against homegrown tobacco firm Mighty Corporation were junked by the Department of Justice. This is in relation with the tobacco company's non-payment of excise taxes due its cigarette products and use of counterfeit tax stamps on its cigarette packs valued at 37.88 billion pesos. According to Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre II, the company, which was recently acquired by international cigarette giant Japan Tobacco Incorporated, arrived at a compromise with the Bureau of Internal Revenue. The BIR on September 26 filed with the DOJ panel of prosecutors a motion to withdraw 3 tax complaints against Mighty. The tax agency cited in a joint resolution Section 204 of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997, authorizing the commissioner to enter into compromise agreements, refund, and credit taxes. The department's decision came 3 months after President Rodrigo Duterte ordered BIR and DOF to accept Mighty's 25 billion peso tax settlement offer. President Duterte said in his second State of the Nation address that the settlement will be used to rehabilitate Marawi City and Ormoc City, which was damaged by a 5.1 magnitude quake. In September, GTI fully acquired Mighty's assets valued at 46.8 billion pesos, or approximately $936 million. The homegrown tobacco manufacturer owned by Alexander Wong Chu King decided to sell its assets to JTI after it tried to fight the complaints and settle for a compromised agreement with the government. For GNN, the Global News Network, this is Mai Bermudez.
5 million pesos worth of shabu and a green book containing alleged drug personalities were confiscated from the home of Maasim Sarangani Mayor Aniceto Lopez Jr. PIDEA Director General Aaron Aquino said in an interview that his team, assisted by the Philippine National Police Special Action Force and the Philippine military, went to Lopez's house at 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday with 3 search warrants, but the mayor was not there. Aquino said Lopez faces charges of illegal possession of firearms, illegal possession of explosives, and violation of the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act. On Friday afternoon, Aquino divulged that Lopez already surrendered to authorities. According to the latest SWS survey, 9 in every 10 Filipinos say it is important to capture illegal drug suspects alive. The highest proportion comes from the Metro Manila at 95%, followed by Visayas at 90%, Balance Luzon at 90%, and Mindanao at 86%. The survey, which was conducted on June 23 to 26, 2017, also found that 73% of adult Filipinos are worried that they or anyone they know might become a victim of extrajudicial killings or EJKs. The June 2017 Social Weather Survey was conducted using face-to-face interviews of 1,200 adults nationwide with sampling error margins of ±3% or national percentages and ±6% each for Metro Manila, Balance Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, LGU forms task force to probe water tank collapse. Labor group slams tax reform bill as Senate fast-tracks train passage. And President Duterte fires 2 palace employees. Stay tuned for those stories and more reports when News Pause returns.
The all-new Ogawa Master Drive. Satisfaction in every way. Delivering a comprehensive back massage. With master-like precision in every motion. Exclusive 3D knee therapy takes you on an enhanced reflexology journey. Ogawa Master Drive. Reflection of a true master.
Introducing the new bike M20 with Ultra Space. Hands-free Bluetooth. LED light sets. Multifunctional steering wheel. Electronic power steering. New fashionable compact MPV. Experience the bike M20.
For more details, please call your travel agents or visit China Airlines website at www.china-airlines.com.
government of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan formed a task force that will probe the collapse of the water tank in Barangay Muzon. Rosan de la Cruz has a report.
Dawn of Friday, a water tank of the San Jose del Monte, Bulacan Water District collapsed in Barangay Muzon. This killed 3 and injured more than 40 others.
At tatlo yung namatay, ito si Jimmy Garcia, 50 years old. Si Jaina Espina, 1 year old. Si Elaine Chamzon, 22 years old.
This incident raised suspicions on what could have triggered the said explosion. Even San Jose Water General Manager Loreto Limcolyok reiterated there is no problem with the structural design of the tank and the materials used in its construction are not substandard.
We have an initial review of our records. The structural design is sound.
Limcolyok further noted that they have been regularly conducting routine inspection and routine maintenance to come up with a report on any abnormal observation of the tank. Despite this, the officials said investigations are ongoing. With this, the local government unit of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan formed a task force that will dig deeper on the cause of the explosion. SJDM Mayor Arthur Robes said a task force will work hand in hand with the local government, Philippine National Police, and other concerned agencies. Meantime, aside from the fatalities, Robes said there were also several houses and establishments affected by the incident.
Bahay ang tinamaan na sira ang ating 60 ang tinamaan, dalawang commercial establishment saka isang furniture shop at gasoline station.
SJDM Police Chief Police Superintendent Fitz Macariolo meantime said that while there are no trace of deliberate attack on this incident, the police do not discount the possibility of sabotage. This is why they have tapped the PNP Scene of the Crime Operatives and Explosives and Ordnance Division to check if there is a foul play in the explosion. As of 12 noon of Friday, clearing operations are underway in the affected area and the main road.
Wala nang nire-retrieve pa na aksidente, kundi nag-clearing operations na lang tayo. Kasama rin natin yung mga fire trucks ng ibang bayan para malinis na yung kalsada.
The city's water district meantime will help the families of the casualties and will shoulder the hospital expenses of those injured by the collapse. For GNN, the Global News Network, this is Rosan de la Cruz.
Left-wing groups called for the scrapping of the tax reform program weeks after the Senate Ways and Means panel has passed its own version of the Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion Act, or TRAIN. Rome Dulfo reports.
Making ends meet remains a problem for 53-year-old Eugene Garcia, who has been working as a technician for 25 years now.
Kulang yung sahod kung babatayan mo yung 491. Hindi siya nakakasapat para doon sa mga manggagawa.
Yet the NCR Wage Board could only add 21 pesos, equivalent to just half a kilo of rice, to workers' wages. With such a meager wage in place, Eugene joined the mobilization calling out the government's tax reform plan, which he says imposes new burdensome taxes on basic goods and services.
Matagal na natin ginagawa yung pagtitipid para may survive mo yung mga pangangailangan ng mga pamilya.
Filipinos will bear the brunt of price increases, especially with the coming passage of the excise taxes on petroleum products and sugars within beverages.
Aalisin nila yung maliit na personal income tax, pero ipapatong naman nila yung malaking excise tax sa oil, sa mga inuming matatamis, at saka sa gumagamit ng maasin. Ang impact nito, ang kwenta namin, kapag ka napatupad to ng buo, yung dating nabibili namin na 10 piso na noodle sa sari-sari store, madodoble yun. Tiyak dahil ipapatong lang naman ng mga negosyante yung additional na cost sa kanilang production.
While these are poised to be implemented sooner than later, KMU pushes for a 750 peso national minimum wage. Finance Chief Carlos Dominguez is confident the first package of the Comprehensive Tax Reform Program, the Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion Act, or TRAIN, would be approved by Congress before December. The Senate Ways and Means panel has passed its own version of TRAIN and has submitted the bill for plenary deliberations. With both houses of Congress set to go on a month-long recess, Senate President Aquilino Coco Pimentel said the upper chamber is determined to move the immediate passage of the tax measure on October 11. Congress will resume its session on November 13. For GNN, the Global News Network, this is Rom Dulfo.
Due to alleged use of influence, President Rodrigo Duterte has fired 2 employees of the Malacanang. The chief executive has first announced the termination of the 2 palace officials in his speech at the World Trade Center on Thursday night. However, he did not elaborate. Meantime, in his speech, President Duterte also urged the public to call the 8888 hotline for their complaints against government workers, assuring the complainants their protection.
Promised you corruption. I will stop it. I will stop it. I just fired two employees from Malacanang for making a call and suggesting that, this was real. For just suggesting. Yesterday, I said, go. I fired cabinet members at this early. Either you really stay clean, you have to have clean nose here. No corruption ako dyan.
On Thursday's preliminary investigation, former Customs Chief Nicanor Feldon sought the dismissal of the charges filed against him by the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency over the controversial 6.4 billion pesos worth of illegal drug shipment from China. In line with this, he argued that the Ombudsman and not the Department of Justice has jurisdiction over the case. JC Cosico has the details of it.
Resigned Customs Commissioner Nicanor Feldon sought the dismissal of the charges filed against him by the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency in connection with a 6.4 billion pesos worth of illegal drug shipment from China last May. During the preliminary investigation held on Thursday, October 5, Feldon said the Ombudsman and not the Justice Department has jurisdiction over the case. In a motion he filed, the former Customs Chief noted that if the Ombudsman finds probable cause to file charges, it is the Anti-Graft Court that has jurisdiction over cases involving government officials with salary grade 27 and above, based on the Sandigan Bayan Law. In line with this, a Customs Commissioner falls under salary grade 30. However, Feldon said he welcomed the chance to answer the allegations hurled against him in a proper venue, as it would give them an opportunity to clear themselves. PIDEA charged Feldon and other customs officials for violating Republic Act 9165 or the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act and obstruction of justice for the alleged importation and facilitation of the illegal drugs. Also included in the complaint were the directors and officers of Hongfei Logistics Incorporated, the place where the Cebu shipment was seized. Meantime, the DOJ has given the respondents until October 19 to submit their reply to the charges. For GNN, the Global News Network, this is JC Cosico.
To maintain the integrity of the Philippine currency, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas reminded the public that it is unlawful to willfully mutilate in any manner whatsoever currency notes and coins issued by the central bank. Honolin Bisco has the details.
Pursuant to Presidential Decree Number 247, defacing, mutilating, tearing, burning or destroying of currency notes and coins will be prohibited. A reminder issued to the public by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, reportedly after a video of the burning of what appears to be Philippine banknotes came to their attention. The central bank says it is now looking into the incident for appropriate action. Under the law, it is also prohibited to reproduce or imitate the facsimiles of Bangko Sentral notes without prior authority from the central bank. It further authorizes the BSP to conduct investigation, searches and seizures in accordance with law, as well as make arrests to maintain the integrity of the currency. Any person who shall violate this will face a fine of not more than 20,000 pesos and or imprisonment of not more than 5 years. According to the central bank, quote, the Philippine banknotes remain a constant reminder of our ancestors' patriotism and bravery, as well as centuries of journey for a better future for our countrymen. End of quote. For GNN, the Global News Network, this is Honolin Bisco.
During the opening of the AgriLink Food Link AquaLink 2017, President Rodrigo Duterte challenged the Department of Agriculture to work on making the Philippines a self-sufficient country. Patricia Polinario with the details.
President Rodrigo Duterte on Thursday urged the Department of Agriculture to develop more land for food crops so that the Philippines can achieve self-sufficiency. The president noted that one problem with the agriculture sector, especially in Mindanao, is that lands are being used to produce cash crops for exporting purposes. He said that the Philippines is currently reliant to countries such as Thailand and Vietnam for its food supplies since the country is focused on sending its own crops out of the country. However, President Duterte said he is confident that Agriculture Secretary Emmanuel Piñol and the DA will be able to attain self-sufficiency. The president promised to improve the agriculture sector with its proposed budget allocation of 54.2 billion pesos for 2018. He also assured people that the government is accelerating its efforts in empowering the country's farmers and fishermen through various programs. For GNN, the Global News Network, this is Patricia Polinario.
The Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ITCZ, affecting southern Luzon will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over Mimaropa and Quezon Province, according to Weather Bureau Pagasa. In its Friday forecast, Pagasa added Metro Manila and the rest of the country will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers caused by localized thunderstorms. PSA reports September inflation hits 5-month high 3.4%. U.S. Senate panel provides update on Russia probe. And Oscar-winning producer Harvey Weinstein takes leave after sex harassment claims. Stay tuned for those stories and more reports when News 4 returns.
Back here! It's your spine talking. You're overworking us. We're exhausted.
No worries.
Ogawa!
Ogawa Master Drive uses 4D thermal rollers. The extended L-track takes care of your spine.
Thank you!
Ogawa Master Drive. Ogawa.
Introducing the new bike M20 with Ultra Space. Hands-free Bluetooth. LED light sets. Multifunctional steering wheel. Electronic power steering. New fashionable compact MPV. Experience the bike M20.
details, please call your travel agents or visit China Airlines website at www.china-airlines.com.
Day after host comedian Joey De Leon drew flack for his statement about depression, Health Chief Pauline Ubial urged the public to help raise awareness on the disease and vowed to strengthen information campaigns about mental health. Rome Dulfo reports.
It's okay not to be okay. Whenever someone downplays depression, another one loses the battle. The incidence of suicide among young people rises, and these incidents may only just be the tip of a huge iceberg. Based on 2012 World Health Organization data, around 2,500 self-inflicted deaths were reported in the country per year. Host comedian Joey De Leon's remarks on depression in a Thursday episode of Eat Bulaga's One for All for One segment did not sit well with netizens. De Leon dismissed depression as an illness merely made up by people suffering from it. His co-host in the show, Senate Majority Floor Leader Tito Soto, came to his defense, saying De Leon might not be aware of the situation of people suffering from depression. But mental health advocate Senator Risa Ontiveros called the comedian's remarks unfortunate and saddening. De Leon has already apologized for his comment on Friday. Health Secretary Pauline Ubial notes depression is a serious illness and that it can happen to anyone.
There is a scientific basis to diagnosis of depression, and we use that actually to help people. Nagkakaroon pa lang sila ng ideation, of loneliness, of isolation, or parang nararamdaman pa lang nila na konting depressed sila, pumunta na po sila sa mga healthcare provider para matulungan sila.
Ubial pointed out telltale signs of depression.
Hindi makakain, walang ganang kumain, pumapayat dahil hindi regular yung pagkain. Number 2 dyan, hindi makatulog. Merong naiisip lagi na conditions of isolation, parang wala siyang malapitan, siya lang mag-isa sa buong mundo.
The Health Department's National Suicide Prevention Hotline stands, dubbed the Hope Line Project, aimed at helping Filipinos suffering from depression. Hope Line can be called through the following numbers. For GNN, the Global News Network, this is Rom Dulfo.
Call center agents will soon benefit from free health and wellness services in the Department of Health's BPO healthcare program. The blueprint, partnered with Johnson & Johnson, aims at providing quality healthcare information to any agent and will be implemented starting last quarter this year. The BPO industry remains to be a significant portion of the country's workforce. Thus, the Health Department seeks a bolstered program to address health risks call center agents face, including lack of sleep and unhealthy lifestyles.
Programs and also access to DOH commodities that we provide for the general population is also part of the package. And then yung pinaka gusto natin ma-attain is really annual check-up.
Mayor Joseph Estrada on Thursday said that the city government of Manila will introduce a new measure that will be more lenient and less restrictive to minors after the Supreme Court struck down its curfew ordinance for being unconstitutional. The city's mayor has asked the city council to prioritize the passage of the proposed ordinance, but reminded them to consider the people's views first before passing it. District 5 Councilor Ricardo Isip Jr., who is also the principal author of the draft ordinance, said that the proposed measure was approved during the first reading in August. According to Isip, the proposed ordinance is more lenient compared to City Ordinance AT46 that was passed in 2002. He added that a series of public hearings will start on Friday. Carlos Guzman, president of the Brazilian Olympic Committee, was nabbed amid probe into a vote-buying scheme to bring the Olympics to Rio de Janeiro. The man was referred to as a central figure in challenging $2 million to Lamin Diak, a former international Olympic Committee member from Senegal who helped secure votes for the said dealings. French and Brazilian authorities held Nuzman for questioning, noting the act amounted to a criminal organization led by Sergio Cabral, former governor of Rio, who was also jailed for a different corruption conviction. About a couple of weeks after Nuzman amended his tax declaration to add about $600,000 in income as per the arrest order. It said securing the games for Rio was just the first step in the massive scheme. Due to faster increases in food prices, the Philippine Statistics Authority reported that the consumer price index in the country continued to increase, rising to a 5-month high of 3.4% in September. In other news, Social Security Commission Chairman Amado Valdez stated that they have no plans yet to increase the monthly contribution of SSS members, further saying that such will be their last option. JC Cosico has the business news.
The Philippine Statistics Authority reported that the Consumer Price Index continued to accelerate in September, hitting a 5-month high of 3.4%. Such is higher compared to August 3.1% and 2.3% due to 4% target set by the central bank. In other news, Social Security Commission Chairman Amado Valdez stated that there is no plan yet to increase the monthly contribution of the members of the Social Security system. His statement is in contradiction to the pronouncement made by SSS President and CEO Emmanuel Dook that the state fund is planning to increase members' contributions by 2018. Valdez further added that the contribution increase is their last option to extend the life of the state pension fund. However, should this push through, he assured the public that the increase will be at a minimum amount only. Meantime, the SSS is currently exploring other ways for income generation for the state pension fund. For the news in business and economy, this is JC Cosico.
The Senate Intelligence Committee revealed it is still actively investigating whether elements of President Donald Trump's campaign colluded with Russia to sway the 2016 U.S. election. VOA Senate correspondent Michael Bowman reports that the committee's chairman and the top Democrats said aggressive Russian meddling could become even more expansive and all U.S. states must beware.
How's everybody today?
The men leading the Senate's main Russia probe dropped no bombshells Wednesday about President Trump's inner circle during the campaign.
The issue of collusion is still open. We have more work to do as it relates to collusion, but we're developing a clearer picture of what happened.
Nevertheless, after interviewing more than 100 witnesses and reviewing nearly 100,000 documents, the committee did go public with some conclusions.
The Russian active measures efforts did not end on Election Day 2016.
What I will confirm is that the Russian intelligence service is determined, clever, and I recommend that every campaign and every election official take this very seriously.
U.S. investigators believe Russian hackers attempted to penetrate balloting systems in nearly 24 U.S. states. While hackers may not have succeeded last year,
we can certifiably say that no vote totals were affected.
the danger remains as 2 states hold elections just weeks from now, and America's midterm elections loom next year.
You could pick 2 or 3 states and 2 or 3 jurisdictions and alter an election.
Russia's use of social media platforms to sow disinformation and chaos has also come to light.
I was concerned at first that some of these social media platform companies did not take this threat seriously enough. I believe they are recognizing that threat. Now they've provided us with information.
Chairman Burr said Russia was pretty darn successful, creating chaos at every level of last year's election. Whether the Kremlin did so with any help from Trump's campaign team is still being investigated, with no end date in sight. Michael Bowman, VOA News, the Capitol.
After being accused for several sexual harassment offenses, the Oscar-winning producer Harvey Weinstein takes leave. while Bon Jovi and Radiohead gets added to the list of nominees for the Rock Hall of Fame.
The Oscar-winning producer Harvey Weinstein has issued an apology and is taking a leave of absence from his own company after allegations of sexual harassment against women from employees and even actress Ashley Judd. The allegations were published in the New York Times paper, which includes first-person accounts of the producer's alleged conduct. In Judd's account, she mentioned an incident from 2 decades ago when she was asked to meet Weinstein in his hotel room. According to the paper, Weinstein greeted her wearing a bathrobe and asked if he could give her a massage or if she would watch him shower. Other accounts include similar stories like Judd's. While Weinstein did issue an apology, he has denied the allegations. In other news, Bon Jovi, Radiohead, and Kate Bush are among the names nominated for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In order to be eligible to be nominated, artists must have released their first recording at least 25 years ago. Fans and industry experts will vote on the list, which will be reduced to 5 or 6 Hall of Fame inductees, whose names will be announced in December. Experts participating are over 900 artists, historians, and members of the music industry who are asked to consider musical influence, innovation, and the length and depth of the artist's career. For entertainment news, this is Patricia Polinario.
And here's a recap of today's headlines.
Here are today's headlines. Armed Forces of the Philippines monitors possible destabilization plots by Reds. President Rodrigo Duterte creates Anti-Corruption Commission. San Jose del Monte, Bulacan LGU forms task force to probe water tank collapse. Labor group slams tax reform bill as Senate fast-tracks train passage. U.S. Senate panel provides update on Russia probe. And Oscar-winning producer Harvey Weinstein takes leave after sex harassment claims. Fair and balanced news, comprehensive reports that take you to the heart of the action. This is News Force.
And those are the top stories of the day. Stay updated on the day's biggest stories. Follow us on Facebook at Global News Network Official and get updates on our new website, gnnTV.com.ph. We'll continue to bring you fair, balanced, and comprehensive reports. I am Jeline Fule, and this is News.
Nice. Where did you get that? You like it? I bought it online. Wow! Where? It's really easy, simple, and fast. Just log on to www.easymall.asia and choose the style you want, view the details, order, and that's it. Easymall.asia?
Introducing easymall.asia, the newest online shopping portal where you can buy a wide array of items, from fabulous dresses, trendy accessories, yummy food treats, and a whole lot more. Easymall.asia features products you won't find anywhere. Big discount on exclusive items, promos, and offers every day. So be sure to always check us out. Revolutionize the way you shop. Visit www.easymall.asia. Happy shopping!
Zamboanga del Norte deserves to be looked at with new eyes, because for a long time, we were like creatures who viewed things without really seeing. We thought we knew what there was to know, or thought we already saw what there was to see. In truth, we are strangers in what should be familiar territory. Come to Zamboanga del Norte, a nature-endowed province. So next time you take a trip, be it for business, pleasure, or plain education, just remember that the roads to adventure are never distant. There are many of them, and they all begin at our own front door, just one step away, here in Zanorte.
all-new Ogawa Master Drive. Satisfaction in every way. Delivering a comprehensive back massage. With master-like precision in every motion. Exclusive 3D knee therapy takes you on an enhanced reflexology journey. Ogawa Master Drive. Reflection of a true master.
This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to our show, Heartbeat Live. I'm your host, Ray Orosa. We'll talk about matters that are very important to this nation. Napaka-importante kanya. Ngayong gabi, ako po talaga yung natutuwa at nagagalak na pinaunlakan tayo nang wala ng iba kung hindi si General Dionisio Santiago, ang panibagong chairman ng Dangerous Drugs Board. Yes. I want to welcome you, General. And I don't think they could find somebody that is more experienced about the problem of drugs than you. I mean, you've been there, and you've done that, and you've been involved in the suppression and in the arrest of drug criminals to try to stem it. But you have never really been given in the past enough leeway to really be able to do everything that you want to do. Hindi ba yun ang isang napakalaking challenge sa General sa isang naglilingkod sa pamahalaan? Na minsan marami kang gustong gawin, pero napakadaming pumipigil. Totoo ba yun?
But that is the reality of working in government.
In other words, huwag kang umasa na hindi ganun. Yun ang aasahan mo na talagang maraming...
But you just have to do something to circumvent it.
So basically, you're almost every day you are dodging bullets from people who fire irresponsibly or who want to solve it their way but don't want to listen to you.
I have my way.
You have your way. Okay. Well, that tells me one thing that's very important. You are not about to give an excuse about how you perform.
Yes.
You stand behind whatever you might be able to accomplish.
If I think I cannot do it, you don't expect me to stay
in the job
longer.
Well, those are unique characteristics of a true servant of the nation. Yun ang talagang parang ika nga sasabihin natin, well, that's your background. You were a former chief of staff of the AFP. That's the nature of your thoughts. If I cannot do it, why will I stay one day longer? Diba? So, but that requires that you have the capacity to face reality.
Yes, and what is most important is, I think I have the trust and confidence of the President. Maybe if I do something na minsan hindi man magtugma exactly sa kanya, I think kahit pa paano naman with the trust and confidence, he will give me the opportunity to prove that my approach is the right approach.
Okay, that's very good. All right. Pero we're facing now something that is very unusual. Because the President has in effect said, kamali ako. Hindi ko pala pwedeng tapusin itong problemang ito sa loob ng 3 o 6 na buwan. Now he's talking in terms of his whole term, which may not even be enough to be able to solve the drug problem. You know, the drug problem is a worldwide problem. Hindi naman lang sa atin lang, di ba?
Yes.
At napakadaming mga pamahalaan, sinubukan at ata lahat ng klaseng pagpupuksa dyan, and basically they've all failed, and that includes America. The supply of drugs in America is unabated. Hindi nila natitigil. And so, anong tingin mo? In other words, ang drug problem ba dito sa Pilipinas natin, may pakipag-ugnayan sa international drug problem and the cartels that control the drug trade throughout the world?
Definitely. Ang palagay ko dyan, tinitingnan nila how effective. The syndicate, nanonood lang naman yan eh. Pag alam nila hindi nila kaya babanggay nila, aatras naman yan eh.
Oo, kaya mahanap ng ibang tao. O maghihintay ng konting panahon para sila ay makabalik.
Maraming solusyon.
Maraming solusyon. Okay, let me ask you then a very blunt question dito. The basic approach of the government towards this is fundamentally bung-bung. Sa mga I do not want to call them victims, but sa partakers ng drug at yung nagtutulak ng drugs pero at a very low level. Are there anong suggestion mo? Kasi this problem has been racking my brains for the last 10 years. And I have been reading a lot of approaches and books on how the drug industry is described as operating throughout the world, how they subvert nations. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say something that I hope will not anger anybody. When I was reading once a book written by some members of and officers of a particular army, this was part of their asymmetrical fight against the West. How to subvert a society from within. And part of that was the use of drugs. Kasi, kuminsan, napoproblema ako. Naalala mo itong ngayong na-discovering napakalaki sa Bulacan, no? Na Shabu operation. Ang problema ko dito, lumabas yan sa dyaryo, na ang nagbigay ng intelligence sa atin, another country. Ngayon, tanong ko dito ganito, ang motibo pagbubulgar noon, to me is very questionable. Why? Bakit mo sasabihin sa akin na doon sa bansa ko, mayroong ganitong operasyon? Ano ba kung niloloko mo ko? Hindi sa niloloko mo o tinutuya mo ko para sabihin, hirap naman sa inyo, hindi nyo nalalaman ang nangyayari sa bansa ninyo. Bakit mo alam? At kami walang alam dito. Gawain ba ng kaibigan yan? Sinasabi ng marami, abay sa inyo nang gagaling lahat yan eh. Bakit hindi nyo matigil? Kung ikaw ay tunay na kaibigan, bakit hindi mo tigilin habang hindi pa lumalabas? Alam naman ninyo lahat ng nangyayari. Ang gagaling ninyo eh. Ano masasabi natin doon, General? What kind of help do we want from other nations to control or to try to greatly minimize this drug problem? Ako, I refuse to talk in terms of solving it eh. Kasi siguro ang makagawa lang natin yan, paliitin natin ng maigi kung ano nangyayari hanggang makakaya natin.
There were questions that I raised noong final days ko as PDEA chief. It was addressed to Thailand. Meron kaming operation, nagpo-provide sila ng information na merong dadating sa atin. Sabi ko, ba't hindi nyo stopin dyan sa level nyo? Lumalabas kami magulo. Alam nyo pala eh, I posed the same question.
Anong sabi?
Yun ang huling question na tinanong ko. Wala nang question, nawala na ako eh.
So hindi na nasagot yun.
Pero I think it's still the same question that I'm posing. Pero meron tayo sinasabing control delivery. Coordinated yan eh, between countries. Ngayon, minsan, depende sa objective. Minsan yan, pinapadaan lang, passing through. Ang target natin, makuha kung sino yung connect.
Question ko sa iyo, tayo ba passing through lang ang drugs o are we a supplier? In effect, we have become a supplier. Hindi sa ito ang gusto natin, no? Nagiging supplier ba tayo ng drugs na pinapasok dito tapos nilalabas din?
Meron. Hindi supplier tayo. Halimbawa, cocaine. Ang cocaine ang galing South America yan. Yung nahuli sa Subic. Dinadaan dito, cocaine yun, doon sa container vans na, anong tawag doon, yung wing, B-type na vans na nilalagay doon sa, what you call this, doon sa may control ng aircon ng refrigerated van. Nahuli sa Subic yan eh. Yung isang kwan doon, hindi intended sa atin. Pero natunugan yan dito sa Subic because pinasok sa... Yung iba by accident eh. Pinasok, alam mo, yung container vans pa na under repair. They don't pass through customs.
Kunyari under repair.
Kung dadaan sa kanyan, yung anong tawag doon sa yard, hindi na kin-inspect ng customs yan. Dahil for repair eh. Ibig sabihin, walang
supposedly mababa.
Pagkatapos, pero dadaan lang, yung may nahuli rin tayo sa Subic na malaking shipment, di ba? Hindi naman intended para dito, lalo yung cocaine. Hindi naman yung paborito ng Pilipino, shabu tayo.
Mura lang eh.
Hindi, bukod sa mura, yung taste buds natin,
iba,
nakahome. Saka supposed to be rich man's kwan yung cocaine eh. Pang status symbol nga ng ibang mayaman dito eh. But generally, ang shabu kasi, nabebenta mo ng murang-mura, 5 pesos nga, 50 pesos pwede na eh. No? So, yung kagaya ng marijuana, dati hindi naman tayo yung quality ng marijuana natin for local consumption eh. Pero nag-improve na yung quality, kaya naging export quality na rin eh.
Ano nga pala ang take mo dyan sa marijuana? Which has been legalized in different states in America, although it's still illegal sa federal government, no? Kasi naalala ko, gustong-gusto natin ng federal government dito kuno. Hindi nila naintindihan. Mas maraming problemang umiiral between the state and the federal government.
Medical marijuana yung sinasabi mo eh.
It's now in California kasi.
Yes,
it's legal also for recreational use, not just medical marijuana. So both uses are now possible, and now they're in the process of licensing people to grow marijuana for both purposes. Sa California lang yan, ano? At there are other states that are doing the same thing, no? So ngayon, ang makikita mo dito, basta't your commerce or your trade in marijuana is within the state, and you are selling it to people who are approved sellers, whether for medical or for recreational use, hindi ka pakikialaman. And the state and the government has decided we will respect the laws of the state. Hindi namin guguluhin yan. Manggugulo lang kami dyan kung yung marijuana na binibili dyan sa California ay lalabas ng California. Then it becomes a federal matter. So, and then I read an article very recently of some lawmaker was saying that's good, it will improve the economy of Benguet to be able to grow all this marijuana. Ano ba ang take mo doon? What's your position? Should we, do you think we should try to grow marijuana if we can control it properly?
Maraming pros and cons yan eh. Pumunta ka sa Europe, yung isang magandang airport yan, Amsterdam ba yan? Yung...
Amsterdam.
Eh doon, ang marijuana doon na pwedeng ginagamit na, halimbawa, keychain. Nakapalaman eh, marijuana leaf eh. Sa atin, bawal yun eh.
Well, anything marijuana is bawal sa atin.
Anything marijuana is bawal sa atin. Ngayon, ang problema mo, siguro because of lack of yung employment opportunities or mga pang-income generating activities, kaya hindi mo maawat yan sa mountain province eh. Pero we have very good models like Thailand, in Chiang Mai. Yan eh, ang Queen ang nag-start yan eh. That portion in northern Thailand is part of the Golden Triangle. It used to be the opium center. Puro opium plants yan eh. Ba't ngayon may naririnig pa ba kayong opium plantation sa Thailand? That area has been converted by the Queen into an area for planting of mga cut flowers. Meron din mga steam fish, yung mga anong isda ito na galing Canada. Ni-raise nila out of the waterfall. Ginamit ang waterfall. Pagkatapos, ang daming macadamia nuts doon. Curry flavored. Ang alam natin, macadamia nuts sa Hawaii lang eh. But that's not correct.
Hindi, Australia.
No, pero okay, Australia. But ilan na nakakalam ang Thailand may curry flavored macadamia nuts sa Australia.
Oh, I have to tell you something. I try and I cook with macadamia nuts oil. Ang sarap. But bago tayo magpatuloy sa sarap, ilang paalala. We'll be right back.
The all-new Ogawa Master Drive. Satisfaction in every way. Delivering a comprehensive back massage. With master-like precision in every motion. Exclusive 3D knee therapy takes you on an enhanced reflexology journey. Ogawa Master Drive. Reflection of a true master.
Okay, we're back. Here's a text that's come in, 0921-528-5754. Good PM. The better strategy is haluan na lang ng poison ng mga shabu para patay lahat ng users at matakot ang mga iba.
Mga kwan lang naman siguro, mga comment ng mga frustrated, nakikitang parang, ang kwan ko noon, huwag naman kayong matakot. Para sa akin, may solusyon pa. Ang problema, yung solusyon hindi lang akong mag-isang gagawa eh. There are control points eh. Alam niyo itong drugs is just lang. Balikan mo lang history ng smuggling natin. Mga landing points niyan are the same. The same provinces, the same cities, the same ports. Hindi na bago yan. Nag-umpisa tayo sa Blue Seal cigarette, naging appliances, naging electronics, now naging drugs na.
Alam mo kung anong problema natin? Marami sa ating mga negosyante, hindi ko nila lahat ha. Basta't kumita, they don't care if it's legal or illegal. Basta't kikita at makakalusot, papasukin.
Actually, yun nga ang pumasok na somebody commented, somebody related to me. Ang naging thinking yata ng mga financiers natin, to them, this is just business. So, hindi naman sila, investor lang sila.
Walang morality na pumapasok.
Walang morality, it's just the gain, economic gain. So, to them, they are just investors. Kung saan in-invest ang pera na basta, whatever interest.
Basta kumikita, no?
Basta kumikita, and the better the profit, they like it better. Mas profitable ang drugs.
Wala nang sense of citizenship yan. Walang loyalty kundi sa pera lang.
Konsensyang wala.
Yun. Kanya pala nakakatakot-takot din ang problema natin. Maski na pinapatay mo, hindi pa rin nakukonsensya eh.
Wala.
Hindi nakukuha doon at hindi nakukuha sa pananakot.
Yung iba na kailangan pwedeng makatulong sa atin, they do not even care. Meron ako isang kausap, big time, kumunti ka kung malaglag sa upuan eh. You know, sir, what do you think about the drug problem? Pasensya ka na, hindi ko nagbabasa ng dyaryo eh. Ang naging after that, ang prayer ko, sana ang pamilya mo ang tamaan para magising ka rin. Na ang problema ng droga is everybody's concern.
That's correct. Huwag mo isipin na hindi naman hinihipo ang pamilya ko, so
tamaan din yan.
Problema mo rin yan.
Kung paglabas mo, nakasagupa ka ng addict, nasaksa ka. Hindi naman kahit mayaman ka, hindi lahat ng panahon nagkokotse ka eh. Hindi tayo na naglalakad ka rin eh.
At saka bakit? Mapoprotektahan ka ba? Maski na nakakotse ka, yung nasa loob ng auto, binabaril din eh. From 0975-093-8799, Amado ng Kalinga. Sir, bakit marami pa rin po ditong drug pushers sa Kalinga? Hindi raw natitigil ang mga drug pushers.
Eh, paano? Maraming pilyo dyan eh.
Maraming ang pilyo.
Tapos, maraming supply eh. Ang pagkatapos, ito, reality to. Pinangalanan na nga ni President Duterte, pinakita sa inyo libro, local officials, mga barangay. Ang labanan natin, barangay level and the family. Eh, binibili nyo eh. Kumukuha kayo, tapos hindi naman inaawat ng law enforcers and barangay officials.
Eh, kasama ng mga law enforcers ito kayo mga
tapos
officials.
agents pa makikiloko sa inyo. Eh, ano mangyayari? You know, we have a lot of honest law enforcers. But ang problema, we are beaten to the draw by some unscrupulous. Some lang hindi lahat. E minsan yung some na yan, very powerful eh. Lalo ko ikaw ang drug court judge. Prosecution, matatalo ka because ibang interest ng prosecutor.
Alam mo, naalala ko dati, I was talking to somebody who was involved in the drug trade. Sabi niya, alam mo, pag nahuli yung aming mga courier, mga pusher, ng pulis, alok namin ng pera yung pulis para pawalan yung supply. Pag hindi niya tinanggap, okay lang, alok namin sa piskal. Pag nasampahan na ng kaso. Eh, pag hindi pa rin namin naayos doon, alok namin sa West. At pag hindi pa rin, hanggang saan itong pumanik yan? Kasi sabi nila, pera lang yan eh. At yan, ang napakadaming perang involved dyan, na nakokontrola nila many levels of government. Diyan nakikita na minsan ang pananaw ng maraming tao, ilang tao sa Pilipino, sa ating sistema dito, na halos lahat. Ngayon lang tayo nakatagpo ngayon at nakikita ng mga taong bayan. At least masasabi ko, whatever President Duterte has done, tama o mali, or whether you think is wrong or right or whatever, hindi natin masabing nagnanakaw. Hindi natin masasabing nakikinabang sa nangyayari dito sa ating bansa. At whether it's jousting with the windmill, gusto pa din niyang mapatino ang maraming bagay dito sa atin. Ang problema lang, kung minsan naghahanap tayo ng santo para gawin lahat ito at kasing tuwid ni Presidente Duterte, pero many times we just have to accept, tao lang ito eh. He has his own strengths, he has his own weaknesses. Kung minsan masyadong mabilis magsalita o masyadong mabilis manakot, katulad ng sinabi niya, papatayin niya, maski na yung mga huwes, maski na yung mga ganito. And sa akin, reaction lang niya yun of his own outrage at the drug problem na parang apektado lahat ng ibang tao. Eh, sabi niya, iniisip niya siguro, paano ko ba ititigil lahat nito?
Sometimes you get too frustrated and disappointed. I think that's the situation of the president. But in spite of that, I know him. I have watched him very closely. Alam mo yung ingay niya na yun, i-martial ko kayo, i-abolish ko yan. But eventually, alam mo, ang gagawin niya is what is legal. Nag-martial law, killer sa Congress. Babalik siya doon sa... He's a very legalistic person.
May fiscal dati yun eh.
Hindi nga, kaya sabi niya, dahil yung action niya, yung threat ba yun? Wala ka naman, tinetreat mo. Pero pagbalikan mo, ang nakita ko personally, meron nagpapakonsulta sa kanya, I cannot step on the function of the legislature. Tuturuan na lang kita ng pwede mong gawin without stepping on. Yung within the judicial system.
Without the in excess of the boundary of the law.
Nakita mo, babalikan niya, lahat ng ginagawa niya, kung balikan mo, nag-ingay siya. Pero ang steps na actual sa action niya, it is within the bounds of the Constitution and the law. Very, kung ng tao, legalistic. Kaya sabi, hindi mo ako madadali. Dahil alam ko ginagawa ko.
In other words, dito masasabi natin, actions speak louder than words. And being a lawyer, I think he is and a former fiscal, he knows some of the limits that may outrage other people but are still within the boundary of law.
Yan, sabi ko na may isang kaibigan kong taga-UP, sabi niya, naniniwala ka pa ba niya sa presidente sinungaling? Bakit? Sabi niya, 2 out of 5 lang ang totoong sinasabi niya. Sabi ko sa kanya, may tatanong ako, sagot, are you a poker player? No, sabi, you play poker. And then you will understand the thinking of the president. Bablaping ka yan within the limits eh. Yung iba totohanin niya. Minsan magre-raise ng card yan, magre-raise ng bet na walang card. Pero sometimes when he really make a bet, talagang pagka kinol mo, kukolaps ka eh. Magaling niya pagka titirahin ka niya to the limit, pag kumagat ka at lamang ka, umaatras yan. He will bluff you to the limits. Pero pag alam nyo talaga hindi mo pwedeng bluffing niya, aatras yan. He knows he has a way. Na sabi ko, I'm a poker player, kaya natatawa ko eh.
Nakikita mo yung mga method niya, no?
Yung method.
Alright, 0935-212-3061. Good evening po. Bakit ba hindi pinapatay ang mga malalaking drug distributors? Sana naman bigyan pansin ng gobyerno ang mga taong pinapatay na wala namang kinalaman sa drug trade. Well, those are two different questions.
Malungkot kasi yan eh. Marami dito patayan. Kung titingnan mo, hindi naman related sa drugs eh. At minsan hindi naman gobyerno gumagawa.
At saka sinasakyan nga ng ibang mga
sinasakyan ng issue. And you know, itong drug trade, mga sindikato yan, it is, even parang sa radio, TV, the same station, they are fighting for rating eh. Ganon din yan, yung drug trade. They are competing with each other for control. So yung iba niya, sila nagpapatayan eh.
Although, ang nakikita natin dito, there may be some truth to it, maraming binulgar si Presidente ng mga drug lords.
Yes.
Pero hanggang ngayon, walang nadidemanda pa eh.
Kaya nga namatay na lang ang paruhinog eh.
Well, except itong pagkapatay sa mga paruhinog, no?
Espinosa. Marami nang namatay na malalaki.
Not the Chinese drug lords.
Alin?
Puro mga
how sure are you?
Pino sa LGU. Unless nawala na lang sila.
How sure are you?
Who can tell?
We do not know.
If it is not reported, how do we know?
May hinahanap kaming isa, nawala na daw. Sabi ko, baka kinain na ng pating yan.
Ngayon, yun lang ang problema.
Miski sa combat zone sa Mindanao, hindi naman lahat ng namamatay reported eh. Even MPA, may nawawala. Minsan sila rin ang pumapatay. Karga sa gobyerno. We have that experience. I've been in the military service. I was in the military service for 37 years. Modesty aside, nabisto yung pinakon document. Yung ano to, magaling officer namin nakakuha, pero mukhang hindi niya na-appreciate yung content ng document. When I read it, sinelyohan ko yan. Sabi ko sa atin, J2, si General Pilar, nag-note ako, sir, you may find use dito sa dokumento na to. Anong ko yan? Oplan.
Naintindihan ba ni Pilar?
Zombie.
Naintindihan ba niya?
Hindi sa time ni Kwanto. That was when ang CPP, NPA, umabot sila yung NPA alone, mga 23,000-25,000 yata eh. After na lumabas yung document na yan, ang gamitin, nalaman na sila pinapatay yun ng sarili nila, nagkaroon ng
internecine warfare.
Nagkaroon ng, anong tawag dito, nagkaroon sila ng doubt against each other. Kaya sila nag-ubusan eh. Doon na nag-start, umabot yata tayo ng 12,000 na lang eh. Or lower. Because of that one document na nabisto mo, na nakakarga sa gobyerno, pero ang nag-execute, doon sa kasamahan sila. Ayan, they can challenge me. Kung may nanonood dito.
Yeah.
That was when I was with when I was head of the intelligence and security group of the army. I was commander of that unit from 90 to 93. And I had one of the best. Si General Segovia is one of the best
intelligence officers.
Signal intelligence. Napakagaling gumano ni Joji. Kaya lang hindi niya na-appreciate. Medyo na-appreciate. Bati-wati nakakuha ng document. Pero maraming accomplishment si General Segovia. One of the best intelligence officer natin yan.
Okay. We have to pause for a few reminders. We'll be right back.
Objection! Back here! It's your spine talking. You're overworking us. We're exhausted.
No worries. Ogawa Master Drive uses 4D thermal rollers. The extended L-track takes care of your spine.
Thank you!
Ogawa Master Drive. Ogawa.
Okay, balik po tayo from 0977-186-7672. Good evening, General and Ray Orosa from Escalante. Dapat pumunta na dito ang pulis parang patayin ang mga drug distributor ni Tolikoy. Ang i-yap with Congressman Melesio Yap dito sa Escalante. Maraming tao silang pinatay, walang justice. What do you expect people to do who experience that? Do you want them to send that information to you?
Alam mo, mahirap ang dito. Ang politika natin na ang siguro maganda lang kay Presidente na totoo, walang partido sa kanya
Kung meron siyang tiwala sa'yo, sasanggahan ka niya sa likod mo.
Pero ang problema mo rito, yung mga kagaya na nagre-reklamo na ganyan, hindi namin alam na kasi anywhere you go, may political warlords nape-perpetuate yan dahil di naman sa mga tao Yung mga nagbe-benefit yan they became, parang kung ano sabihin sa kanila, yun lang gagawin nila that's true nationwide. That's true nationwide. May mga people...
I'm getting, what happening is I'm getting a little depressed about our situation. Parang, maski na anong gawin natin, hindi umuubra Ano ba kailangan natin dito? Do we need a conflagration of such a nature na talagang mawasak tayo dito kung hindi tayo magbabago? Kasi karamihan ng mga tao dito, ang pakilasan nila, naku, maliit lang kami. Wala anong magagawa namin.
Mali yun
alam kong mali, pero anong gagawin? Practically, what can they do?
Ang problema, lahat kinakarga nila sa gobyerno. Basically ito, yung discipline ba ng gobyerno pa yan. Yan sa EDSA na yan, sikip-sikip na. Yung bus nasa uwian ko, pag-uwi ko, 2 lane. Merong area na po pwede naman kumana ng konti at magbangketa para doon. Haharangan yung lane. Pati gate namin. Aabutin ka na magsasawa ka.
Well, yun nga ang isang problema natin nakikita dito. Ang linaw-linaw ng problema, pero walang ginagawa ang gobyerno at they are all washing their hands and not doing anything. Well, in any case, 0912-917-6694. Sana mauubos na ang mga may posisyon sa pamahalaan na kasangkot sa droga upang mapayapa na ang Pilipinas. Pero sinasabi naman natin dito, di ba, General? Pero kailangan nakahanda rin tayong kumilos. At sabihin sa ating mga kababayan, kailangan tayong kumilos. Sapagkat kung hindi tayo kikilos, hindi matutupad ng pamahalaan ang kanilang layunin.
Kanina, meron akong bisita sa opisina. Huwag niyo akong ikukuhan, huwag niyo akong papakilala, baka sumabit ako. Sabi ko, alam mo, kung ganyan ang thinking mo, huwag ka lang pupunta sa akin. Ang gusto mo, kami lang sasabit Dito sa problema na ito, sama-sama tayo dito Kasi ako, lumalakad ako, kahit may security ko, ang danger ko, mas malaki doon sa ordinary. Dahil akong binabangga ko na dito, national, international na itong binabangga ko. At least binabangga mo, ilang tao, identified mo pa. Eh, paano namin po prosecute kung ayaw mo mag-witness?
Yeah.
Saan mo, ang nilalagay ng pulis at ang PDEA and other law enforcement, there's parang blame game, may mabe-blame. Pero yung portion na kailangan namin ng tulong, yung mga witnesses na magte-testify when we file a case, hirap na hirap kaming kumuha eh.
Ay naku, dito lang sa programa dito, kung minsan ayaw palagay ang pangalan ng nagte-text eh. Yun nga ang problema natin dito. Magaling tayo magsumbong. Kulang tayo sa gawa. Tapos duwag pa tayo. Pag mong sasabihin ng pangalan ko, baka mamaya kung ano mangyari.
Manood ka, pag may in-interview, may patayan, nakita ko yan, nakita ko yan. Pwede ka mag-testify. Ay, hindi ko pwede, pero gusto lang, ma-TV.
Ay, nako. Yun ang maligaya nila sa buhay.
Meron get mo na eh. Nakakapanood ka naman. Marami kami tinatanong. Sa TV, kabisado niya, alam niya lahat ng nangyari from A to B, A to C. Pero pag mag-testify ka, ayoko. Tapos may kasalanan ng judge, may kasalanan ng prosecutor, may kasalanan yung police. Pero siya, wala siyang kasalanan.
Ginawa ko na nga ang kailangan kong gawin. Nagsumbong na ako. Nagsabi na ako sa kanila kung ano nangyari.
Pero I agree with them. I understand the disappointment of these people. Kaya ang kanya, kill eh. Gusto na...
Hindi, pero ang sinasabi ko lang dito, anong responsibilidad natin? Ang gusto mo dito, kill. But teka muna.
No, we are coming out with a program. Kaya ako pumasok sa DDB. Our intention, if the member agencies of DDB, partners namin, kagaya ng PDEA, Justice Department, puro kasama namin yan, DepEd, kung synchronize ang aming movement, marami kaming gagawin. Dahil noong time ko, modesty aside, magbubuhat ako ng bangko. Na-stop namin eh. Ginawa namin, we acknowledge, important, unang-una, you have to acknowledge that there is a problem. If you don't acknowledge that there is a problem, we have a problem. So first is acknowledge.
Kung if you don't want to acknowledge the problem, bulag ka. So how can you solve it?
Ang kuha ko doon, nagawa namin na pinapa-stop namin, pati ang foreign syndicate natakot sa amin. Ang tinatanong, nandiyan pa ba yung mga yan? Medyo umatras. So kung ano man ang situation noon, na-stop namin. And kung nagkaroon man ng advancement, minimal. That's what I want to happen again. Pero aside from that, ika-classify namin drug addicts. Masyadong yung rehab natin, yung iba doon wala ng pag-asa, mental cases na yun eh. Maraming anak na mayaman dyan para wag lang sila mapahiya. Para wag mapabigat sa kanila. Binabayaran ng monthly maintenance yun. Pero nasa report to be rehab. Pero actually, mental case eh. Pero ang biggest problem natin dito...
Yung Makati Medical noon at one time before, ganun talaga nangyayari sa kanila.
Pero yun ang problema. Pero actually, yun sa basement.
Yeah, yung basement nila.
Pero iba din, mga praning na talaga eh. Wala nang pag-asa. Anak mayaman, ang dami, di ba?
Mga pera, kayang bayaran.
Diyan ka na lang muna. Maintain na lang, may maintain na lang kita. At least hindi pa bistado. Ang walang user, pero hindi alam, mental case na, di ba? So, ang problema dyan, what we want to do is go more on preventive. Dahil mahirap pag napasok, intervention, rehab mo, lahat na ng klaseng problema.
After the fact.
After the fact. Ang move namin ngayon is to move on more on preventing. Ano yan, may healthy alternative, sports, educate, skills. Tapos we are now working with some government, private corporations. Kasi ang problema, limited ang employment opportunity. Ngayon, reintegration.
How to bring them back into the fold.
Nakikiusap kami, and may mga business sector na pumayag. Dahil if you are the head of a business company, limited ang employment opportunity. Anong pipiliin mo? Yung umi-skill na hindi nagdroga o yung umi-skill na nagdroga? definitely, very simple lang ko. Ando ka sa walang sabit. Pero iba, they are willing. Sabi namin, samahan nyo kami in taking the risk. Yung gamble a bit. Maglagay kayo ng konting opening for those who are coming from the rehabilitation facility. Ngayon, ang problema mo, sa rehab naman, yung hindi mo na masasolve, we have to classify. Meron din naman dyan na involved, not heavily or maybe heavy, pero may financial capacity ang parents. Yan pwedeng matakot yan. Kukunti dyan ang babalik, after tukang nagbabalik uli sa trade. May takot At may financial capacity. Ang biggest problem mo, yung mga talagang mahihirap, na wala silang choice. It is death against death. Death sa gutom,
o death sa bala.
Death sa bala. O pumunta ka, magsugal ka na, mamamatay ka rin, sumugal ka na rito. O sige, kung mailusot ko, kumita ako.
Yun ang ilusyong malaki.
Kesa naman mamatay ako sa gutom. Walang future ang anak ko.
You know how I define poverty? Lack of options.
Totoo. You have no choice.
Kanya mo ginagawa. Ay, ano pa gagawin ko?
Ano pagpipili ako? Either way, doon din ako pupunta. Di baka sakali pa rito, mabuhay ako.
Baka sakali.
Pagkatapos, naging poser na siya. Mas sumikat yung maman. Di ba?
Tapos isang araw, nabaril. Di ganun din ang tsuma.
Marami pang hindi nababaril. Yun ang problema. Yung nandyan, na hindi nababaril.
Well, siguro, in the words of President Duterte, bilang ang araw mo at oras mo. From 0912-248-2852. Sir, sa palagay ko, tama si Presidente Duterte sa kanyang war on drugs. Kung para sa iyo ay di siya tama, ano ba ang best recommendation nyo to solve the drug problem in our country? Alam mo, I only have one thing to say about the drug problem. Understand the problem, understand its different manifestations, understand its organizational structure, understand the economy of the drug trade internationally, and then demand it of our neighbors. Don't send those things here. You are not helping us. You are making it worse. And if it is your weapon to subvert this nation by allowing drugs to come in, you are not our friend. You are our enemy. So yung kailangan pag-aralan. Then the identification of the people that compose the internal organization of a drug syndicate so that you can target in many, many different ways. It is not a simple problem of threatening to shoot them. That will not solve the problem, but it will result in a lot of people dying. But the most effective is, kasama na doon yung rehabilitative efforts through sports, through job opportunities, through other skills enhancement programs na kailangan. So, in other words, hindi pwede rito ang simplistic answer. Kailangan dito is a little sophistication in terms of thinking para masaklawan mo ang kabuuan ng problema. And this guy has got it.
Alam mo, minsan ang problema mo, ako nahihiya ako, mayroong mga sumusulat sa akin. There was a time I did not know where to give the information. Because I did not trust the people who are supposed to
receive it.
To receive and act on it.
Alam mo, that is one aspect of the problem that has to be done to identify the people in the police and the military who may be part of that syndicate operating in a sub-rosa way. Providing intelligence to the drug trade or to the drug dealers para malaman kung ano nangyayari. Kanya nila, kung minsan, suspecha sila, oy, nag-raid dito. Ayun pala, mabuya lang yun. Kasi mayroong 10 nangyayari dito iba.
Bibigyan kita isang malaking case. Kaibigan ko yung abogado. Tinanong ako, anong palagay mo sa kliyente ko? Drug lord yan.
Diniretso mo, ha?
Siya yan. Ano gagawin ko? Padimanda ko. Eh di nakulong. Hindi makukulong. Wala ebidensya eh. Dahil yung mga tao na supposed to be magpo-provide ng ebidensya at mag-i-enforce, eh pagka lumalakad na nagpo-provide, yung taong yun ng mga lahat ng amenities eh.
Pero alam mo, General, ang daming ganyang nangyayari. Yung mga otoridad ang hindi dumadating, hindi mabigay ang ebidensya. Kanya sa ombudsman, ang daming kasong nadidismiss. Kasi walang naipapakitang ebidensya. Pagkatapos mademanda, ayan, achievement na yan. But tingnan mo hanggang sa dulo kung ano nangyayari.
Hindi,
nawawala yung mga ebidensya, nawawala yung mga pulis.
Minsan may mga nasa gobyerno tayo na cabinet level. Ganun ko sinabi, sir, matindi na ang corruption doon sa isang ahensya dyan. Sabi niya, kasi yun ang budget, 22 mil, bumabaho yung kanilang income to 14, from 22 to 14,000. Ang sagot siya, magtiyaga sila sa mababang sweldo. Medyo hindi ganon.
Minsan nakatikim ka na, ikaw pa ba ngayon sasabihin mo?
8,000 yung nawala sa'yo. You just can imagine how much. 8,000 sweldo ng isang, malaki pa sa sweldo ng isang kasambahayan eh. Pagkatapos sasabihin mo, magtiis sila. Hindi ganon yung mga white collar na yan, namamasaya, naglalaan. So I'm telling, masyadong rampant na derecho na nakawan doon sa ahensya. And here comes Abati, siguro hindi nagdaan sa mahirap na trabaho ito. Baka hindi niya natikman kung paano maging mahirap. Ano? Kaya para sa kanya, napakasimple nung mawala ng 8,000 sa income.
Ay, talaga.
No? Sabi ko, idol ko, naging disappointed ako sa kanya. Ano ba to? Nakatikim ba ng hirap ito? Nakatikim ba mababang pwesto? Baka pagka-graduate ng college ito, mula sa puro itaas ang natikman ito, walang ibaba eh. May problema tayo pagka gano'n ng masyadong tama yung sinasabi mo. Dapat yung nasa gobyerno ka, magtiyaga ka. Pero kung ang problema, nauubos na yung tao mo, kaya nagkakaloko-loko tayo doon sa mga entry points natin, iilan ng tao, kahabaan ng pila. Kasi maraming nag-resign, maraming na hindi pumapasok. Yung pumapasok, nanghihingi na eh. Diretsuhan. Pero ang pakiramdam niya, yung kwento ko sa kanya is, ganun lang yan. O di bahala ka. Pero ang naapektuhan is the whole government.
Pangalan ng gobyerno. I'm sorry that we've run out of time, General. So, I'll have to invite you again here because napakadami mong binibigay dito. Tingin ko nakakapagpapsaya sa paninig ng maraming tao. And I'm glad to say that we have somebody in government like you who can stand straight and do the right thing. Iyon ang pambihira. But because we've run out of time, we'll have to see you next week. And then we will reschedule one day na makabalik dito si General to give us far greater enlightenment and also maybe to give us a report on how he's doing as chairman of the DDB. Okay? Thank you for being with us and for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week. God bless you.
Ito ay nagpapatuloy dahil sa inyong walang tigil na pagtangkilik, pananalangin at higit sa lahat, katapatan sa pagkakaloob. Maraming salamat po. Pagpalain kayo ng Diyos, ang ating Panginoong Hesukristo.
Kamandi. Sa kalsada nagsimula. Maganap sa buong bansa. At sa mga bansa sa babaw ng lupa.
kapatid ang pagsama ng Diyos sa ministeryo. Napatotoo.
Si Ate Siyam na buwan nang hindi nakakita. Sa araw to'y masayang masaya dahil siya ay nakakita na! Woo!
Nakakita ka na?
Oo.
Kita mo na sila? Kita na raw kayo, palakpakan natin ang Panginoon. Hindi na tumingin.
Hindi na.
Mahirap pumalakpak mga tao dito.
So, hindi ka nakakalakad ng mait pag wala to?
Hindi po. 8 buwan po akong nakasaklay.
Sige.
Kasi po siya, yung mula po nung ipinanganak ko siya, nagkaroon po siya ng parang bukol sa lalamunan niya.
Ano nangyari ngayon?
Ay, nakakapagsalita na
may
po siya.
palakpakan po natin. Sabi ng doktor, may leukemia kayo?
Opo, sabi sa akin ng doktor, ang gamot po sa isang taon, 3 milyon. Ngayon po, magaling na ako.
So, siya po yung asawa niyo. Ganyan siya talaga for 22 years. Nangingisay, nagwawala. Kamusta na po kayo ngayon?
Salamat ako sa Panginoon na pinarlayan niya ako! Thank you, Lord! Hallelujah! Praise the Lord!
Tagumpay ang tagumpay na natatamo. Paglago ang hindi maawat-awat. Mas higit pang dakilang bagay ang hinaharap ng Jesus is Our Shield Worldwide Ministries. Sa lahat na nagliliti na ang Diyos ay maranasan at magkaroon ng mas dakila at mas magandang kinabukasan. Kami po ay malugod na nag-aanyaya. Halina't makiisa at magsama sa gaganaping glorious, victorious, forever blessed, Reverend Geraldine 28th Living Like Jesus Anniversary ng Jesus is Our Shield Worldwide Ministries na may tema, Our Future is Greater Than Our Past. Sa darating na October 14, 2017 from 2 to 7 p.m. sa Cuneta Astrodome, Pasay City. At sa October 15 to 17, 2017 from 2 to 7 p.m. sa ating main church sa number 1069 EDSA, Barangay Katipunan, Quezon City, behind Shell Station Muñoz in front of PMCI Home Zinya Towers. Halina't dumalo at maranasan ang himala, biyaya't pagpapala na hinanda ng Diyos para sa inyo. Ito po ay libreng gawain.
Jesus is Our Shield Worldwide Ministry, Living Like Jesus. Present. Oras ng himala. Miracle after miracle explosion. Prepare to meet your God. Speaker, Apostle Renato B. Carillo. Everybody good, come on, sing it out!
Victors in Christ, victors we reign forever. Victors in Christ, God conquers death and born. The trumpet shall sound, the dead shall be raised forever. To the blood of Jesus Christ, we have overcome. We are victors, we are conquerors. We have triumphed through the blood of Jesus Christ. We are victors, we are conquerors. We have triumphed through the blood of Jesus Christ. Victors in Christ, victors we reign forever. Victors in Christ, none conquers death and hell. The trumpet shall sound, the dead shall be raised immortal. To the blood of Jesus, hallelujah! We are victors, we are conquerors. We have triumphed through the blood of Jesus Christ. We are victors, we are conquerors. We have triumphed through the blood. Say it again. Say it. We have triumphed. I have triumphed. I have triumphed through the blood. Say it. You have triumphed. You have triumphed through the blood. You have triumphed. You have triumphed through the blood. You have triumphed through the blood. You have triumphed through the blood of Jesus Christ. Amen. Our victory is settled in heaven forever. Amen. Our victory is settled in heaven forever. Amen. Our victory is settled in heaven forever. Amen. Our victory.
Everybody come on, lift your hands in the air!
Forever, forever, forever and ever, forever.
Hawakan niyo po yung kamay ninyong katabi! Itaas nyo! Forever! Hawakan niyo po yung kamay ninyong katabi! Itaas nyo!
And ever, forever.
Amen! Are you ready? Amen! Amen! Everybody lift your hands!
All the angels sing one voice, rejoice.
All the angels sweet one voice. Come on, lift your hands!
Jesus has been born.
Now everybody jump!
Nations come to worship our King, singing glory of His name. And shout and
Celebrate in full! Amen!
Amen. Our victory is settled in heaven forever. Amen. Our victory is settled in heaven forever.
Amen!
Amen. Our
O Panginoon. Buong buhay ko'y pupurihin ka, sapagkat ako'y inibig mo. Kaganakan ko ang makapiling ka. Dakila ka, o aming Diyos. Walang katulad mo, o Panginoon. Lalakad kaming nagtitiwala sa'yo, O Diyos, sa'yo nangako ka at tutuparin mo ito. Sinabi mo, di kami mabibigo. Magaganap lahat ng mga pangako mo. Ikaw ay tapat at totoo. Halika na at tayo'y magsaya. Buong puso'y pasalamatan siya. Tayo'y magalak, sumayaw at mag-aawitan, pagkat ang Diyos ang nangako, ang nangako. Pupurihin ka, o aming Panginoon. Dakilain ka at sambahin ka. Ikaw ay tapat at totoo sa mga pangarap. At ito'y ngayon na. Ngayon na.
Tapos po yung dalawang emerito ng sawana sa hirap. Sawana po sa takot sa kamatayan. Sawana sa problema. Sa lungkot. Sa dusa. Sa pangamba. Tapos po yung emerito ng sawana sa sakit at karamdaman. Tapos po ang dalawang kamay. Kayo sa TV screen, sa website, sa radio set. Mahal ko po ang lahat ng nanunungkulan sa gobyerno. Full support po tayo sa ating mahal na Pangulo, sa ating Vice Pangulo, sa lahat po ng senador, congressman, mayor, dahil sila po inilagay ng Diyos sa otoridad. Pero magsabi ng totoo, nararapat lang. Ang kailangan po ng Pilipinas ay hindi panibagong batas at panibagong batas at panibagong batas. Ang kailangan ng Pilipinas ay pamuhay ang matagal lang batas ng Diyos na atin pong tinatanggihan. Na matagal na pong inabot sa ating kamay at matagal na pong binabasa sa sambayan ng Pilipino, mahigit 400 taon nang nakakalipas. Minsan hindi ko po maisip ng lubos kung bakit marami pong edukado ay naging ganyang kamangmang. May batas na nga ang Diyos, hanap pa siya ng panibagong batas. Kagaya ng mangmang na bishop at pastor. Kondom is good. RH bill is okay. Okay, sex education. Grade 5 hanggang high school, okay? Wala na pong word of God doon. Ganito po kalalang backslider po ng mga ito. Ganito po kalalim po yung kasalanan nito sa Diyos. Ganito po kalaki po yung rebellion nito sa Diyos. Pinalitan na yung truth ng word of God ng lyrics po ng mundo. At sinasabi po ng mga nasa gobyerno, ganito po kalalim po yung rebellion nito sa Diyos. Kawawa po yung kongregasyon ng mga ito. Buti na lang may oras ng himala at may Tatay Apostol Renato Carrillo nagsasabi ng katotohanan. Wala kakita ng pastor na mga bishop. Dinoktrinahan ng sanlibutan kung paano magpapamaliplanin, kung anong gagamitin niyang method para wag dumami yung anak niya. Ganito ito mang bishop, pastor. Ano ba itong naunawaan sa Word of God? Na para bang yung sagot, wala sa Word of God, kundi nandun sa secular. Hindi pa po na itatatag ang Congress, hindi pa na itatatag ang Senado, wala pa pong republika ang isang bansa, wala pa siyang demokrasya, hindi pa po siya imperyo o kaharian. Ang salita po ng Diyos ay matagal na pong nandiyan. Hindi pa nagkakaproblema ang tao, ang sagot ay matagal na pong binigay ng Diyos. Eto. The Word of God. And Jesus said, ang lahat ng mabubuhay sa salita ko hindi mamamatay. Isa lang po gagawin nating lahat. Isa lang. Para matanggap po ang ginawa ni Kristo sa krus ng Kalbaryo. Siya po'y nagdusa na para bigyan po tayo ng kaligtasan. Anong dapat nating gawin? Ibigay po ang ating buhay sa Kanya. At kunin ang Kanyang buhay. Amen. At bahagi po ng pagbibigay natin ng ating buhay sa Kanya ay paghingi ng tawad sa ating mga kasalanan. At pagpapatawad sa mga nagkasala sa atin. Handa na po ba kayong lahat? Lahat po yung muko't pumikit. Lahat po tumayo. Bata, matanda, lalaki at babae, kaliwa, kanan, harap, likod. Lahat po tumayo. Pati kayo sa website, sa TV screen, sa radio set, sa LSN, sa Orbit Satellite System Worldwide, sa GSAT, all over Asia. Lahat po tumayo. Tabihin po natin ito. Ama, salamat. Sinugo mo si Kristo para bayaran ang kasalanan ko, ang kamatayan ko, ang sakit ko't karamdaman, ang takot ko, ang mga utang ko, ang kahirapan ko, ang kapanglawan ko, ang krisis ng buhay ko. Salamat po, Panginoong Hesus. Lahat ng ito ay inako mo na, kinuha mo na. Salamat po ng parusang nakalaan para sa akin ay tinanggal mo na at kinuha mo na. Pinako sa krus habang panahon upang huwag na magkaroon ng paghahari sa buhay ko. At ito'y pinalitan mo na ng buhay mo, ng kaligtasan patungo sa kasaganaan habang panahon. Hinaamin ko, Panginoong Hesus, na ako pwedeng mabuhay nang wala ka. Naamin ko na kailangan kita. Kagaya ng sanga, hindi ako mamumunga malibang manatili ako sa iyo. Kagaya ng ilaw, hindi siya magbibigay ng liwanag Malibang nakasaksak sa source. Ganito rin ako. Walang ilaw ang buhay ko pag wala ka sa akin. Ikaw ang kordero ng Diyos na nag-alis ng kasalanan ko at ang sanlibutan. Salamat sa iyong dugo na nabuhos sa krus ng Kalbaryo, hindi lamang para patawarin ang lahat ng kasalanan ko, kundi para sirain ang kapangyarihan nito. Salamat sa mga sugat mo, ng lahat ng sakit ko, mula sa cancer, goiteritis, myoma, leukemia, lahat ng sakit ko, high blood, epilepsy, sakit sa puso, sa bato, sa baga, sa bituka, lahat ng sakit ko ay pinagaling mo na. Lord, thank you so much for dying for me at the cross and rising again from the dead to give me eternal life. Today, ako po'y nagpapakumbaba, humingi ng tawad sa lahat ng kasalanang nagawa ko mula pagkabata hanggang ngayon. Natawad po sa aking mga lungkot, sa aking mga tampo, hinanakit, samahan ng loob, galit, puot, takot, habag sa sarili. Natawad po. Kung ako'y humahanap ng kaligayahan sa mundong ito at lunas sa marami kong problema sa taong kagaya ko na marami ring problema sa buhay. Natawad po